Talking about the future of the data cloud, I'd like to welcome back to the stage Amer Mushtaq, who of course leads the engineering sales team in the Meta region for Snowflake. Please welcome him back.
All right, thank you, everybody. So we've heard about the data silos today, and data silos are preventing us as an organization from realizing business value. According to Forrester, 87% of the organizations are looking to break down data silos and acquire new data sets from the market. Yeah? One other data point that I'd like to share with you is if we manage to break down these data silos, according to Forrester, it can generate $3 trillion worth of value for the economy, which is massive. Snowflake is a global data network. The whole purpose of Snowflake is to help you break down data silos, and by providing you one cohesive, unified platform, which allows every organization to connect with other organizations which are part of the network, and also connect with the data providers that have valuable data for you to combine with your own data and improve your data initiatives. The three key benefits of the data cloud are, first of all, access. We've heard time and time again, getting access to all the data is a massive challenge. So Snowflake allows organizations to bring all kind of data in one central place, combine it with your second-party data, which is from your business partners or your suppliers, and finally extend it to even further and tap into the data marketplace and get the third-party data live, which can be then combined with the other data that you have. This leads also to now one place where you have all your data. And it allows you to then apply the right governance rules, like identify what kind of data you have, whether there are PII information and how it should be treated, and then protect it in the right manner, applying masking rules, for example, or applying role-based access control as part of your security mechanism. And finally, once you have that in place, unlock that data so it can be used across the organization. The more people, the employees that touch the data and experience it, the more value that it can be driven and actually can be realized from the data itself. So when we talk about getting actions, this is a journey, bringing data in a central place, applying the governance, unlocking it, so then different teams, whether they belong to business or IT, whether you are a data scientist or a data analyst, whether you're part of the marketing team, whether you're part of the finance and sales team, you can all start to collaborate and start to tap into the data. This is a recent diagram of what the state of Snowflake Data Cloud looks like today. Every single dot that you see in this picture is an organization which is sharing data in one shape or form. The outer circle that you see is hundreds and thousands of organizations which are sharing data in a one-to-one relationship. They're sharing data with either another organization which is part of their group, or they are sharing the data with their supplier, or the suppliers are sharing the data with them. So it's a one-to-one relationship. The clusters that you see in the middle are either industry-specific data sets. Here is an example of a financial industry data set that has been made available for our financial sector customers to tap into. Similarly, we have healthcare data. We have retail data, which can be tapped into in the data cloud. COVID-19 is still not over, and we need to know what the pandemic is looking like across the world and how to predict and what kind of impact this will have. So there is a COVID-19 data set which gets used by thousands of organizations across the globe to predict and manage their own businesses. And finally, software organizations. They no longer are sending hundreds and thousands of files across to their customers. They're tapping into the Snowflake Data Cloud and sharing data in a seamless manner with their customers. So it opens up a number of possibilities for you as an organization. So I said Snowflake Data Cloud is a global network. What are the two main components that actually make up this data cloud? One is the platform itself, which is the technology, and the second is the content. These are the data sets that are available in Snowflake when you have a Snowflake environment or when you have a Snowflake account. So let's look at the platform to begin with. Snowflake Platform was designed in 2012 to 2014 by our founders with cloud in mind to deliver the cloud elasticity, scalability, ease of use out of the box. So what that means is you as an organization can bring in any kind of data, whether that is structured, semi-structured, unstructured data from your CRM application, ERP application perhaps, from your websites, IoT devices, edge devices, bring that on to a single platform, which allows you to then start to do different types of analytics, whether that is operational analytics, ad hoc analysis, predictive analytics as your analytics journey matures. Most of our customers are using Snowflake for the 6 different workloads that you see at the top. A lot of our customers start their journey depending on how mature they are in their data practice. Sometimes they are looking to modernize their existing data warehouse, legacy data warehouses that they have on-prem by moving that data into Snowflake, which runs on the 3 major public cloud providers that you see at the bottom, Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud. A lot of the times, customers are looking to build net new data lakes, and Snowflake allows customers to do that, or build data pipelines using our data engineering capabilities. A lot of customers, as they mature in their data practices, they want to tap into advanced analytics and start to build data science capabilities. They use Snowflake for that. Some customers are building data applications, and I'll share one of the examples of one of our customers afterwards as well. And finally, data collaboration and data sharing is becoming a key theme. So the more data is shared, the more value that can be realized. So underneath this platform, I would say there are 3 key characteristics that make up the Snowflake platform. One is it is a highly elastic engine, which means it can scale up, down, across whatever your workload requirements are. So you don't have a fixed, rigid platform anymore. This also means from a capacity planning point of view, you don't have to think about what your workload would look like 3 years down the line. It will automatically scale up or down as your workload will change over a period of time. So for enterprise architects and for planners, this makes their life a lot more easier because it's very difficult to look in the future and predict what my usage, what my data products or data services are going to be in the organization 3 years, 4 years down the line. So having a platform which is highly elastic and scalable gives you a lot of choices and flexibility. Secondly, tapping into existing skill set. Snowflake is a SQL platform at the end of the day. Yes, we support Python, Scala, R, .NET, most programming languages that are common today. But SQL by far is still the most prevalent language in the industry. So if you know SQL or if your teams know SQL, you pretty much know 80% of Snowflake right away. Now, the other key component is intelligent infrastructure. Snowflake is delivered as a service, which means there is no software to be installed. There's no configuration to be done. High availability is delivered out of the box. Data protection and encryption is done for you, right? What this means is for your IT teams, they don't need to spend weeks and months standing up a platform, tuning it, configuring it, making sure the backups are being done. No, that is delivered for you out of the box right away. So your teams can then focus on the data itself, making sure the quality of the data, consistency of the data is up to the mark. And so you can quickly drive value from that data as well. And finally, the SnowGrid. Every single Snowflake deployment across the globe, whether it is on AWS, Azure, or Google, is interconnected. What this means is, say you decide to adopt Azure as your strategic platform, and you have a Snowflake account on Azure. But you have another business unit which has decided to go with AWS, or you have a business partner which have a AWS-based strategy. Snowflake gives you the ability to interconnect and bridge that, have as a single common platform across the 3 major platforms. So it gives you a lot of choice for the future as well. I talked about data sharing and collaboration. There are 2 components to it. As a business, we're always interested in what are the data sets that I can onboard to enrich my existing analytics. And this is where Snowflake Data Marketplace come into place. we have thousands of data sets. Some are industry-specific, some are generic, which apply to every single business that you can tap into with a click of a button. And this data set appears to you like any other data set that is available. And the power of this is you can start to combine it with your own proprietary data to enrich your analytics. The second part is, what if you wanted to share data internally or externally with your partners? So this is where Snowflake provides you a number of options. I spoke about a lot of our customers doing direct one-to-one share. So this is where you can create a share with any other party which has a Snowflake account and share data in a seamless manner without moving files, and it will be always a live copy of the data, because Snowflake makes sure that the data remains in one central place. Second is, what if the other party that you want to collaborate with does not have a Snowflake account? Well, if you have a Snowflake account, you can create a reader account and give them access to your data. So it gives you ability to bridge that gap. Also, you can create a read-write account if that's what you would like to do, but the options are multiple. Thirdly, a lot of the companies who are part of a group are looking to, first, their main use case is to enhance internal collaboration. So they leverage what we call data exchange. Think of that as your own private data hub or data collaboration, where you can, or every party that is invited to be part of that exchange can publish data, make it discoverable across the group, and then start to do analytics on it as well. When it comes to the ecosystem, being flexible and open is very important. I mentioned Snowflake is available on the 3 major cloud providers, but we also collaborate with all the leading solution providers that are in the market, whether this is in the data visualization space, data integration, data governance, also solution integrators like some of the GSIs logos that you see. Also, we have a very rich ecosystem of SIs locally here in the UAE and in the local GCC market. And also some of the logos that you see of the data providers who are starting to collaborate with Snowflake. And this is increasing day by day, week by week. So the message here is, when you go with Snowflake, you have access to a large variety of ecosystem. And no matter what solutions that you're using today, like if you're using Power BI, that has a connector for Snowflake. If you are using Tableau or Informatica or MicroStrategy, all of those solution providers have created connectors for Snowflake. So it creates minimal disruption to your existing architecture. That's the message. In terms of customers, I will highlight, you see a lot of logos, but Emirates Airline, which is the logo that you see at the top and is the logo that we are all familiar with, they use Snowflake. And how do they use Snowflake? They use it to create personalized offering. When you go on a plane and they can create a personalized meal for you, they know what are the kind of movies that you're going to like, so they will create a personalized experience for you, which in turn creates more customer happiness. And in return, because Snowflake is a fully managed platform, there is minimal infrastructure management. It has drastically reduced their time to market. They've been able to deploy an innovative cloud-based platform in a matter of days rather than spending weeks and months on it. And secondly, their teams have been, their amount of effort they had to put in managing and maintaining that platform has been reduced drastically. So now they can really focus on delivering data products internally for their businesses rather than worrying about the scalability and performance of their existing architecture. So I know I covered a lot. So if I was to summarize key differentiators of Snowflake as a data cloud, these are, first, it is simple to use. SQL is the main language. So if you know SQL, you're pretty much there with Snowflake. It is a serverless environment. You can bring in data in batches if that's what you like, or you can bring in live data stream into Snowflake as well. It is very well integrated, and it's a single solution, which means unlike many other approaches where you have to clubber together multiple services together and hope and pray that they will be performant, Snowflake does that for you. So it is very well integrated out of the box from day one. Thirdly, data sharing. Once you have the data in Snowflake, You can share data internally, externally with your business partners, or if you like, you can monetize that data through our Snowflake Data Marketplace. A lot of our organizations are starting to do that. As they mature in their data journey, they realize that some of the data that they have internally is actually valuable for other people outside. So they use Snowflake Data Marketplace and become a data provider and publish that data and create a new revenue stream for themselves. Fourth benefit, I would say, is immediate and unlimited scalability. Because Snowflake is built with cloud in mind, you can start small, but you can scale up resources, scale across as your workload demands changes. It is instantaneously elastic. So I can double up my compute resources, I can increase my storage resources without ever having any downtime. And this is with a click of a button or with a single command. And finally, it is purely utility-based pricing model. Just like we consume electricity, and based on the amount of electricity we're consuming, we pay the bill, exactly Snowflake is exactly like that as well. So based on the amount of compute and storage resources that you're using, that is what you pay for. You don't have any wastage when it comes to your resources as well. So this is the promise of the cloud. Instant elasticity, easy to use, pay for what you use, and that's what Snowflake delivers. With that, I'm going to take a pause and open up for any questions that you may have. There's a question here.
Thank you. I know you touched upon data encryption and data masking.
Yep.
Are those inbuilt or out-of-the-box protocols available with Snowflake?
They are part of the product. So by default, all the data, whether it is data at rest or over the network, is fully encrypted. This is part of our security posture. And masking is part of the product as well. So customers are able to create the appropriate masking rules based on their own security guidelines.
Okay, interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. There's a question there.
Thank you. So I had a question about the data governance that comes with Snowflake, and especially on the other sessions that we're talking about the data checks and how to meet the data governance with the agility and speed. So how does Snowflake deal with data checks, and as well as how flexible and customizable does the data governance happen within Snowflake?
Yep. So there are a set of capabilities within the Snowflake platform, like automatic data discovery. So first of all, as the data comes in, to be able to discover what kind of data it is based on the rules that are defined. So whether this is sensitive data, it is PII data, or maybe financial data, be able to do that. Apply the right type of controls, whether that is at the row level or at the column level. That is something we can do. And also, to take it a step further, if you're talking about, for example, cataloging the data and want to have data lineage and trackability, this is where our partnerships with organizations like Informatica, Collibra, Alessian comes in. So typically, a lot of the customers tend to use one of those solutions on top of Snowflake and create a end-to-end data governance model on top. Yeah, absolutely.
So do the add-ons that you mentioned, the wide range, do they come by default accessible, or these are like, you have to bring each one as you go forward?
Well, typically it's up to the customers which solutions they feel that is the right fit as part of their overarching data architecture. We obviously share some recommendations with our customers based on what we have seen work well in the field, but it's up to the customers to make the eventual choice. Yeah, we have partnerships with all of them as well. Yeah, I'm out of time. There's one final question which I need to take, if that's okay.
The last question.
Yeah, please.
Thanks. Yes, thanks for this informative presentation. If we look for data analytics tools, from technical wise, we'll find many tools.
Yeah.
There is Snowflake, there is Power BI, there is Click, there is, from your experience or point of view, what are the key criteria that we should take in consideration to select the best data analytics tool?
In my humble opinion, whatever platform you choose should give you choice for the future, right? It shouldn't restrict your options going further, say 3 years or 5 years down the line. You mentioned Power BI, Click. All of them are actually partners of ours, so they have connectivity with us. Well, I think one of the strengths of solutions like Snowflake is the ecosystem that it comes with. So today, maybe you have Power BI and you're happy with it, but maybe in the future, do you decide to pivot and choose another solution, right? The core platform where you have the data sitting in should be open and should have extensive partnerships across the industry. That is one of the key criteria of picking a platform. And also cloud agnostic, because yes, each of the cloud providers provide you a bunch of services, a lot of services in fact, and they keep on adding to it. But what that also means for customers is they have to do the effort of actually integrating those services. And those services are only available on a single cloud. Solutions, if you build a data strategy forward-looking, you should have the option to switch between clouds if you need to in the future as well. That should be something on top of your mind from a data strategy point of view. Okay. Any further questions, guys? I'm going to be outside on the booth, so please come in and have a chat. Thank you.